On a mission to show that anyone can go from kitchen klutz to culinary king. James May is in the kitchen now. Morning, James.
Hey,
Good morning.
James.
Good morning.
I love this show because I love the fact that it's accessible to absolutely everybody.
You've seen it?
Well, I've seen clips.
Yeah, the idea is that it's accessible to everybody. I mean, I started off on Series 1 as someone who could only really cook 5 things.
What were those 5 things you could cook?
Well, I could do a shepherd's pie,
Yeah.
I could do a pasta carbonara, I could do a cheesy pasta, I could do a... No, that's far too difficult. I could do a full English breakfast, which is basically just chucking stuff in a pan, and I could do a roast chicken.
Oh, that's all right.
But they're complicated enough in their own way, James.
Well, you need those 5.
Well, once you've got the basic skills down, it's, you know, you don't want to learn recipes. You need to learn the basics of cooking, what goes with what, how to operate this, which oil to use. Once you've done that, you can start experimenting and inventing things, and a lot of them will be a disaster, but it doesn't really matter because they will always be edible unless you make a real mess of it. And hence the vegan burger, which can be made with a variety of things. I'm making it with kidney beans, which you drain and rinse, and then you mash up in the bowl. We've got very... finely chopped up mushrooms, chopped up onions. We have parsley, nutritional yeast, which will give it a sort of slightly cheesy edge and is very good for your gut, since you were talking about that. That is a vegetarian apple stuffing mix, cooked and shredded beetroot, black pepper, salt.
And that's literally it. You just bang it all together.
You have to put them all together and make it into a burger.
You take it away then.
So this obviously there'll be some magic of television in this, and my show is not live, and you'll see why any second. If I put those mushrooms in there and those onions in there.
Do you mind me asking what your two mates thought of you doing a cooking show?
Do you know that? I don't think they've ever mentioned it. and Jeremy is a much better cook than me. I know this because he said so.
Right. And if he says so, he is.
It must be true.
Well, he'd be appalled by a vegan burger, wouldn't he?
Well, he probably would, since these days he's very meat. And I get the argument for meat, and I'm not an evangelist for veganism. I'm not a vegan, but I'm just interested in it. And it's worth, you know, remembering, I think I might have said this earlier, unless you edited round me, but this is not about championing the vegan diet. It's actually just saying that vegetable-based food, plant-based food, can be as delicious as any other, as I will hopefully prove, or maybe disprove, in a second. Now, that has to cook for a bit, and it will go in this bowl with the mashed-up kidney beans.
So with the kidney beans, you haven't cooked any of the kidney beans, just literally out of the tin, chop it up.
Out of the tin, like all the best food. Yeah. Straight out of the pantry, out of the tin.
There's a lot of technical detail here, people watching at home. I hope you can follow.
I like
bung it in there, cook it.
I like that, though. You can just bung it in.
I've learned from my own cooking show that you should hold things for a few seconds so that camera can... Am I doing that to the right camera? The one with the lighter? Yes. I got a thank you in my ear, which means I'm doing that right. Sorry, this is still cooking.
What do you call a bit? Is a bit 2 minutes or 5 minutes?
This?
Yeah.
Well, just until the onion goes soft, until the whole mixture goes soft. It's going to cook again in the pan, so you don't need to thrash it to death. I'm going to turn it up, which is always a risky thing to do on live TV. This is the nutritional yeast. As I said, that gives it that cheesy quality and is good for your guts. This is just regular chopped parsley. That's a bit too much, to be honest, but never mind, it's done now. A pinch of black pepper and a pinch of salt. And let's just say, since, you know, let's be brutally honest, there are already 2 in the pan that I did earlier. And when I say I did them earlier, Tilly did them earlier in the back. That's how cooking shows work.
The thing is, James, that people at home, including me, we like to see exactly how it's done.
Yeah, no, well, the information is correct. Let's imagine that's cooked for a little bit more. But anyway,
just bung
it in the pan with all those other bits, and then you've got to mash it together.
Do you get your hands in there, James? Are you a hands guy or you a wooden spoon guy?
You can... I like an initial stir with a wooden spoon, and then you can do it with your hands. I find something to do with the composition of my skin or my incorrect moisturiser or something. It means everything sticks to me in an appalling way, so I tend to use something a bit like this.
Oh, a little masher? That's a good idea.
It's a masher, and, of course, it's not going to work because...
You're on live TV?
This is live TV.
Do you want me to do the hands bit for you?
You can come and do a hand bit if you like, if you're good at that.
Yeah, because I'm into that.
Who taught you how to cook then when you was growing up? Who taught you?
Nobody.
No one. You just like...
I didn't know. I mean, the first cooking I did was...
Just squish it.
Just squish it and squish it. Eventually, we're going to form it into these patties, which will look like this. Here are some. I'm going to tip this. This is really risky because they're going to slide off onto the floor. Have we got that? Excellent. That's what they should look like. The important thing to remember, this is aesthetics.
I'm going to make one for you just for the...
It must be slightly bigger than the bun. the burger must stick out from the bun. If it's not bigger than the bun, like they were in the 70s at places like Wimpy, you feel cheated.
You do.
Yeah. So...
I feel a little bit cheated there's no meat now, to be fair.
Well, I think
you won't miss
vegetables
it.
take
You've really
flavour
gotta
better
sell
than meat.
this to
How's
me.
that?
That is
For example.
absolutely
Do you want to do
perfect.
the holdy-holdy? There you go. All yours,
Sorry, I
my
forgot to do
friend.
the holdy-holdy.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to have a little
My ear
try
hasn't
while
said
we're here.
thank you, but I'm going to assume it's OK. So, I'm going to take the one that you've done, since you did a beautiful job of it, and put
Feels
it in
good,
the pan.
actually, James. Like, it's a nice feeling, squishy.
It has got a good texture to it, almost, dare I say it, like beef. Now, that would cook in the pan on a medium heat. Don't do it too hot because the vegetables will burn. But for about 5 minutes aside, roughly, depending on how thickly you've made it. But do you know what? On television, it only takes 8 seconds because there it is. And I'll do the holdy-holdy.
Oh, yeah. Should we take a bite? How is it? Is it good?
And then...
This is delicious. It's absolutely
Is it, though?
stunning, yeah.
You don't have to say that. The
I
important
wouldn't
thing...
say it, Trust. If it was not nice, I wouldn't say it, but this is absolutely
It's
lovely.
really good.
The thing about a burger, I think burger is a format. Obviously, you can qualify that by saying vegan burger, bean burger, plant burger, whatever. It's still a burger. It's a patty of some sort, inbred, and the important thing is the garnishes and the bits.
Yeah,
So
totally.
here, we've got done it simply. Lettuce, tomato ketchup and mayonnaise. You can put mustard in. You've got to put the slices of gherkin in, which you've got, because that's what makes it a burger. And you have to have it with some fat, triple-cooked chips.
That is
That's it.
delicious. Thank you so much.
Tell us about the Grand Tour, James. You up and again? Out and again?
Grand Tour? God, don't confuse me.
No?
No, Grand Tour, we're up again on the 16th of June. That's next month, isn't it? Which is our Euro crash. We're driving through what we still think of as the Eastern Bloc, because we're all very old. The east of Europe, places like Poland and Slovenia, in unsuitable cars. Usual sort of thing. And we've just filmed another one as well, which is going to be out, I would guess, at the beginning of next year. So we're still doing it. We're still going strong.
Good.
Strong.
Still enjoying it?
Yeah.
We're very
Almost as
excited.
much as you've enjoyed my burger.
I'm loving this burger.
We did enjoy it. It's
You know,
lovely.
Zoe, it's
I'm
really
taking
tasty.
mine home. I'm taking mine home. The second series of O-Cut launches on Prime Video today, so make sure you check it out. James, that was lovely. Thank
You need to cook one of these for Jeremy, and he will be a changed man, I feel, because they are very, very tasty.
OK. I don't know if I want him to be a changed man.
I don't want to please him.
Anyway, there's another 8 of those out the back if anybody wants one.
We're a busy crew here. They like it. James, really good to talk to you. Thank
And
you
you.
so much for this.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
luck
for
with
having me.
everything. Yeah, great to see you. Good